It's Misha again. I am back on fire today because, Lord, can you tell there's humidity in the air? No, that's not why. Anyway, I love helping educate people. Reason being, I was sick. I worked in medical clinics. I like to think I was pretty self aware and had studied a bunch of stuff, but I got sick. We couldn't figure it out. My doctors were having troubles figuring out all this whole array of things that was going wrong with me. And I didn't know. And I just stumbled on one simple system 2 years ago that said it would help me. And I'm like, I have tried everything else and I feel like I'm dying. So I'm going to try this and I'm going to see what happens. And it worked. And so now on the other side, I was like, well, if I did this for diabetes and it worked for that, but it also helped everything else, why? What's going on? What's the link between my restless legs and my sleep apnea and my vertigo and my periodontitis and my joints that were failing and all of that to this one thing? And what I found out is this thing called insulin resistance, where there's too much insulin in the blood because you have too much glucose in the blood because we're eating foods that are turning into sugar in our blood so quickly now. That's like the nuts and bolts of it. That's what's happening to us. And that's why I'm here talking about it. You guys, I love when you interact with me. I love when you tell me, because this is not all about me. This is about helping you guys understand. But I'm going to go over some of the things really quick. I know. I have so much energy today. What is going on? Yeah, 59, humidity. My hair's crazy. But right. So I talk about this a lot, but reason I talk about cardiovascular issues a lot is because it affected me. At one point, 2 years ago, for the last, I don't know, a number of years, my blood pressure would go up to like 240 over 180 in the night. During the day, every day, it was at least 180 over 150. Best we could get it was like 150 over 110 on hydrochlorothiazide and lisinopril. And yes, I was on levothyroxine for my thyroid as well. But all of that stuff was going on. Not only did I reverse my diabetes and get my lipids under control and all my labs normal and all these other things, but my blood pressure is now normal. I just took it. By the way, I've been all hyped up already this morning because I'm on fire today. It's cold out, but I'm on fire. But anyway, I just did my blood pressure. Where did you go? It's trying to read it now. It was 119 over 79. So for a 59-year-old woman who had this history, that's pretty damn good. And I'm not on any medications. I haven't been for 21 months. The reason this is impactful is because I get it. I woke up in the night thinking I was going to die. I woke up in the night thinking I was not going to be around for my family or they were going to have to come clean up the messes after me. Didn't want that for them. Like I literally would cry in the night thinking I'm going to die tonight because my heart rate is so high. This thing costs 18 million lives a year. That's about 50,000 lives a day. Now, why? Because why am I concerned about it? Because my hypertension, I now learn 95% of people with high blood pressure, we have this thing called insulin resistance. That's the root of most of our hypertension. And at the root of most of these cardiovascular diseases is long-term hypertension like I had. Mine went up in my late 20s, stayed up until just now. So like 30 years of hypertension. Like I am really, really grateful, blessed, thankful every day that I'm still alive and here. But if this sounds like you, if you know somebody in your life who's struggling with hypertension and they're on dual therapy or they're on any therapy at all and the doctors can't get it under control and they're waking up in the night with their chest like about to beat out of it, like you just got chased by a lion or a T-Rex, something. You wake up in the night, you're like, what the heck? I was resting. Anyway, this is insulin resistance, but there's so many more things that come from insulin resistance. Again, it's just this place where our pancreas is putting out too much of the hormone insulin because of the amount of sugar that we're eating. I'm going to slow down in a minute, but I have a lot to do today. So I want to get this out. I want to help you guys. But on the other side of all of this, you guys, is this all of these things are linked to insulin resistance. So sarcopenia, fatty liver, dementia, Alzheimer's, heart disease, stroke, PCOS, high blood pressure, migraines, obesity, childhood obesity, not only PCOS for ladies, but erectile dysfunction for men. And I had some men on my live stream this morning who are asking about it. Yes, absolutely. Insulin resistance is one of the leading causes of erectile dysfunction. In fact, Dr. Benjamin Bickman, who I happen to love, one of the top metabolic scientists in the world, says that if you have erectile dysfunction, you're insulin resistant. If you have PCOS, you're insulin resistant. PCOS is not genetic. I mean, it is, but come on, something has to set that off, and the thing that sets it off is insulin resistance. So then when we look at these other things, because there's a lot, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but all of this stuff, these neuropsychiatric disorders, circulatory, skeletal, inflammation, all of this is linked back to insulin resistance as well. Can you guys see why they say that almost every disease and disorder that we have today is linked to insulin resistance? Why this might be important to you? So I'm going to move on because I want to get to the good stuff, right? But all right, so here's the thing, you guys. When I talk to people, they're like, okay, great, Misha, you're giving us this information, but how do I know if that's me? So one thing I'm going to slow down and back up and say is normally I spend a lot of time educating people on the fact that you could be insulin resistant for years before you ever have diabetes, before that A1C goes up, before your blood glucose goes up, before your hypertension, or not, I'm reading and talking at the same time. It doesn't work for me. Hyperlipidemia, before your lipids go up. So what's happening is in that time when you're insulin resistant, that insulin is an energy delivery hormone, and it's taking energy throughout the body, including your fat cells, because they're your energy storehouses, right? But at some point, even the fat cells are like, I don't want any more of you because you're overloading me. I'm feeling a little stressed here. So they stop taking up that delivery, and now your blood sugars start to go up because insulin can't put it anywhere else. Now you become diabetic. So if you have blood sugars that are normal, and if you're like me, they're normal until they're not, this is why it's important. So how do you tell if you can't rely on those blood sugars to be like, this could be me, I'm struggling over here, and this is probably me, but my blood sugars aren't high, so they're not telling me. I'm going to go over some indicators, okay? So indicators are, I'm dysfunctional every day. Let's not play. Okay, so things that you can tell, like Dr. Ben Bickman, I just had his book up, Why We Get Sick. The top 5 things he talks about showing that you're insulin resistant without the blood work. Hypertension, the thing I just talked about. The thing that was bugging me the most, that's one of the number one indicators of hypertension when you're not relying on blood work. Excuse me. How many people have a high blood pressure? When I'm talking hypertension, high blood pressure, I'm meaning anything of 130 over 80 or higher. 130 over 80 or higher, and you're hypertensive. If you're hypertensive, 95% of those cases are insulin resistance at the root of it all. So then we're going to move on and say skin tags. Now, I got it. Some people will say, oh, skin tags is a factor of friction. No, it's not. So when I said there's too much insulin, insulin wants things to grow. Insulin wants to deliver energy. What's happening is it's causing too many keratinocytes, a skin cell, to be formed. And those then end up looking like those little skin tags on the back of that neck because they're producing too much, and it shows up as a little benign tumor on your skin. They can be under your arms. They can be in your groin. Is there a little bit of those areas? Yes. They can be on your chest, on your eyelids. So how many people have these skin tags and think I'm grandma, I'm grandpa, it's just what happens when you get older. They had them, I have them, whatever. This is how my life is going to be. I'm going to have these embarrassing skin tags. But you know what? We're seeing people in their 30s with these skin tags. So if it's a disease of grandma, if it's a disorder of grandma, why are we seeing it in younger and younger people? Because it's too much insulin creating too many skin cells. And you know what? They go away on their own. You don't have to cut them off. You don't have to laser them off. You don't have to do any of that stuff. They just start to go away when you get your insulin under control and they stop producing that. I had them all over under my arms. I was starting to get them on my neck. I had them in my groin. And I remember probably 3 or so months on the system, I had one of my tribe call me and be like, hey, Misha, my skin tags are gone. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I didn't even know back then that would be such a deal. And they were like, yeah, my skin tags are all gone. You know that I couldn't get off that call quick enough? I was like, dude, I mean, in my head, I'm like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And so I ran into the restroom when I got off that call, and I'm like stripping my shirt off and I'm checking everywhere. And what the heck? All my skin tags were gone. Like, not a story. I have so many other stories of people whose skin tags are either going away or they are gone. Please know this is a sign of insulin resistance. Acanthosis nigricans up here. You guys, this pigmentation problem that is also dry skin on your elbows and your knees, and it can be on the back of your neck, that hyperpigmentation, the acanthosis nigricans, and I had it all the way down here on my elbow. It was all the way around my elbow. This patch was dry and scaly, and I was scrubbing. I was scrubbing every single day, trying to clean up my elbows. Like, I thought I was dirty. I thought like, what, do I not wash my elbows well enough? And then I'm putting shea butter, coconut oil, all this on it, and it wasn't working. But as soon as I addressed my insulin, it started working. I don't have those anymore. That's one of the things that I tell, like when I look at people walking down the street, when I watch myself, those are things I'm looking for like, is this a possibility for them? That's what you can tell. Now, the other two things are those things I just mentioned: PCOS in ladies, erectile dysfunction in men. Please know that you don't have to suffer with that. I had PCOS. I had a troubles troubles getting pregnant when I was younger. I was told I might never have a family. I was very fortunate that I did. I call my children miracle children. So for all the ladies who have PCOS, you're having that extra hair on your face, you're having the male pattern baldness, you're fatigued, you're cranky, all of that stuff, it doesn't have to be that way. You can take care of it. I have so many young women who are overcoming that, starting their families, having regular periods, no more heavy flow, cramping, skip a month, have a month, wait 2 weeks, have another, what all that stuff is. You guys know what I'm talking about. And I did a video a couple of days ago about how one of the ways that insulin resistance causes this thing called PCOS. Now, I don't deal as much with the erectile dysfunction. However, I'm more than happy to do that video too. But insulin resistance causes erectile dysfunction. Now, there's been a number of men also. One of my favorite stories is this wonderful school teacher, I believe he's in Texas, had erectile dysfunction, had super low testosterone. He had all the stuff, the middle weight, all the things. He convinced his doctor to let him try the system first before they put him on bioidentical hormone therapy. And guess what? His testosterone levels came up to normal. His erectile dysfunction went away. He lost a bunch of weight. He feels better. He's doing great. Never went on hormone therapy. So, hey, hello over there. What about Unimate? What about the Unimate? What are you asking me? Unimate right here is amazing. This actually has several components in it that have been proven to help with healthy heart rate. Okay, it helps with healthy heart rate. Unlike coffees and all those things that are exacerbating it, this helps. And it tastes great. I'm on my second one right now because I'm burning through a lot of energy today. Who knows why? Okay, you guys. So a couple of other, thank you for all the likes. Farah, I love you, honey. So a couple of other things that are going on here. If you don't know, if you don't think that those things fit with you, these are some other indicators. So you might have that bulging belly. That's really that brown fat, that visceral fat that's building up under the muscle of the belly that's forcing it all to come out. That's not the jiggly fat on the outside. That's this warming fat. It's supposed to be there to cushion our organs and keep them warm, but we're producing way too much of it. So when we're producing way too much of it, like that belly, now we're choking off those organs and not just keeping them warm. And it's unhealthy. It's dangerous. So a couple of the other things are like you have high triglycerides. Your LDL is low. You can check your labs, your annual labs, and you can see those things quickly. If you want to know by your labs, if you have your current labs, if this could be you, take your triglyceride level, divide it by your HDL level. That's going to give you a number. That number should be below 1.5 according to Dr. Bickman, below 2 according to the NIH. Anything above 3 according to both of them, you've got insulin resistance. Start addressing it before you have all those other issues. If you're having water retention problems, edema problems, that's likely insulin resistant. If you're constantly hungry, especially after you eat, if you feel like you're freezing after you eat, if your blood sugar drops really low, you're getting that, I've got the chills and I need a blanket and I just want to lay down and watch Netflix till I pass out, that is likely insulin resistance caused by that hyperinsulinemia. I just did a video on that this morning. If you have chronic fatigue, if you have body aches and pains or migraines, all of these things are linked into insulin resistance. And so if you're suffering with those things, you guys, if you're experiencing those things, What I want to stop and say really quick before I go on with this super, super fast, crazy hair day video. It was crazy the other day too, huh, you guys? But the system is two real food products. So if all of those things, if the root cause is insulin resistance, and this is helping you with that insulin resistance, why wouldn't you give yourself 90 days to try and see what can happen before you go in and start getting put on all those medications that are causing you liver damage and kidney damage and heart damage and all this other stuff? Why not try that first? So I'm going to go on. Hey, Farah. Oh, yeah. Unimate, Liddy Lou over here on TikTok is saying Unimate helps her fast longer, gives her mental clarity, gives her energy without the jitters, and less anxiety. And what do you think about the taste? Because I know most people are like, I don't want to try stuff because it's going to taste like crud. This tastes like a lemon iced tea or a Lipton lemon tea. And we also have it in a lemon ginger, which I love. A little spicy, right? A little spicy tea. How many of you guys do the medical medium or some of those things where you're tossing the ginger and all that in? This tastes like that. I used to drink that tea before I started the system, and now I love I don't like this one as much hot. I'm always honest with you, right? But I mean cold, but I love this one hot. I also love this one cold when I mix it with our matcha. But we have those flavors right now. We also still, for a little time left, have some of this special flavor, the black, which is made to look, feel, and taste like coffee. All of them taste great. You love the lemon and the lemon ginger. Me too. Me too. I was never a coffee drinker, so it's an unfair thing for me because a lot of people really like this. It just was never my favorite because I'm not a coffee drinker. So if this pain that you have on your shoulder, insulin. Oh, it could be insulin resistance. Now, I can't tell you that it is. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose you, especially not over the internet, right? But here's what I'm going to tell you. You guys, it has a 90-day money-back guarantee. It's real food products. If you can reduce the inflammation by reducing the insulin in your system and some of these aches and pains go away, isn't that worth the try? Isn't that worth it? Because I thought it was. Like, my inflammation went down. I have 2 hips that are replaced and a knee that's replaced. My other knee was supposed to get replaced this year, last year, no longer having that replaced because it doesn't hurt anymore. The meniscal tissue is regrowing. It feels like there's more synovial fluid in there. Yeah, it's like, it's amazing. So if you have the chance that this could help, great. If it doesn't, then you get your money back. So why not give yourself some time to help with that? Now, the fuel you're asking, this has added MCT oils in it. So it's really, you see how big the package is? So what you're doing is you're getting the same amount of Unimate as in this packet, but this has MCT oils added, and it comes in a different flavor. It comes in a plain flavor, or you can have it in the salted caramel. Okay. So yeah. So, okay, I'm going to stop a second. So if you think it's worth it, you just go to my profile link up here. If you're on TikTok, if you're on Facebook, YouTube, there's a QR code in the corner. I'm going to move to the page here to show them what this looks like on my TikTok, guys. So if you go to my TikTok profile, you're going to find this. The QR code is going to take you to the same page I'm showing you next. But this link right here, if you click on that, that'll take you to my link tree. This is it. This is kind of my landing page. So right at the top there is where you can order the Feel Great system. All the other stuff, by the way, I understand there was a problem with the link for my free ebook. I worked on that this morning. Everyone who signed up in the last 2 days, you should be getting those emails now. I apologize. I didn't know there was a link broken. When we tested it, it was working. So order Feel Great. You just click that link. You want to make sure it says Michelle Fayant at the top. And then you want to go to the Buy Now option. And that's going to take you right to the page where you can order this system. So the system is 30 of the tea that you drink in the morning, 60 of the pre-meal drink that you're going to have 10 minutes before you eat. I'm going to go over all of that in just a minute. You have your choice. Liddy Lou is saying she loves the lemon and lemon ginger. Right now, the lemon ginger is highlighted because we are low on stock on the lemon. So if you want your stuff right away, I would order the lemon ginger if you're worried about the ginger, because it is a nice hit of ginger. It's not just a mild. But if you have an adversity to ginger, then either order the black or the lemon. But the black, again, is made to look, feel, and taste more like black coffee. So we made that specifically for our coffee drinkers. Thank you, Liddy Lou. Or, oh, it looks like we're out of the multi-pack now. So, yep. So you do lemon ginger, or black. And look at, they've already selected. I love you so much. You're such an amazing woman. All right, so the monthly subscription, you guys, it is not a thing where you have to buy it for 6 months. We would love for you to buy it for 90 days and see what it can do for you. But you're going to save $10 off. You're going to save shipping, which is $10. You're going to save $5 off. You get this free Omega Life 3 Resolve, really nice quality omega 3s. They're about $42 value. You get that free with your first order. And then you're saving that $15. By the way, you can cancel this at any time. You get it, you try it, you don't like it, you can cancel the subscription and ask for your money back. So just do the subscription, because I'm all about saving you guys a little bit of money, right? I don't want to spend more money than I have to. I don't think you guys do either. So that's why I always recommend the subscription, because I'm going to tell you, everything that I order from the company is on subscription, because in some ways I'm such a cheap ass. I don't want to pay for shipping when I don't have to. So I just do it. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here for you guys. Thanks for that little diversion. Close this down. So you guys, I'm going to share you for a second. Look at this. This is, I'm all about multitasking. They say you can't multitask. Yeah, everybody, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, here we are. Okay, so what's the solution if we're suffering? Oh, you know what? Before I say what the solution is, you guys, can I stop and tell you? It's not your fault. This is not your fault. If our food is broken, if our food system is broken and not giving us the nutrition we need, why is everybody blaming you? Why is the doctor saying eat less, exercise more? Okay, yeah, I get there's some efficacy to that, but is that the only solution? Is that really the root cause? No, it's not. The root cause is this food system that's broken for us. So let's think about that for a second. If we took a freshwater fish, like, hey, you're a nice healthy fish, you do really well in this environment of fresh water, but I think I want to put you out in the ocean, because it's a bigger place for you. You're going to have lots of room to roam, and it's got lots of water, right? So let's toss you out in the ocean in salt water. If that fish gets sick and starts to die, are you going to go out, find that fish and be like, what is wrong with you? I gave you this great environment. I gave you this whole world to roam in, and you're getting sick. What? There's something wrong with you. No, you wouldn't do that to a fish. You wouldn't. So why are we doing it to ourselves? So every time, and I'm reading so much information, you guys, right now, I'm trying to pour through all of this stuff, fasting books and diabetes books and why calories don't count and gene eating and blah. Anyway, I'm trying to get through it all for you guys, for me, because I want to know too. So let's slow down a second, and just the pause here is, it's not your fault. Stop blaming yourself. Stop letting other people blame you. Start figuring out what's really going on and take control of it so you can get your health back. That's really what we need to do, right? So at the bottom of that, now we know, not your fault. You're in a wrong environment. Let's figure out what we can do to fix that environment. I missed the MCT oil. Yeah, I still, plus the MCT oil and the Unimate helps keep you satiated, right? There was a comment over here on that. Now, all right, this is what you guys are being told. How many of you guys have ever been told, like I just said, if you just did calorie counting, calories in, calories out, that's the whole root of your problem. Keep cutting those calories, keep exercising more. Look, I love me some movement. I love exercise. I was a world champion powerlifter. I love exercise. But how come is it that I was exercising 6 days a week, 3 hours a day on a strict macro program, eating mostly fats and proteins and very little carbs, and I was still sick? We're going to go over that, right? So here's the thing. a lot of that works for a little while and then it stops working and then you get distraught and then you're like, well, if I'm going to be heavy and sick anyway, I might as well just eat the stuff I really love. Why am I struggling through this? Why am I telling people I can't be there for birthdays or holidays, or they have to have some special food if I'm going to come over for dinner, or have to pack my own food because none of what they have matches? No, you don't have to do that. The Atkins diet, all of this stuff. Am I saying it doesn't work? Nope, I'm not. I'm just saying, is it sustainable? For most of us, it's not. So let's find something that is sustainable. Let's find something that works for most of us. Look, there's going to be some people who can do keto or carnivore or veganism and find great results with it. Hallelujah, you guys. I'm serious. If that works for you and it's sustainable for you, please do that. But for the rest of us, we need a little help. So for the rest of us, and for most of us, willpower is just not enough. We don't have that perfect life. We don't have that, the timing. We have jobs that are super stressful. We have kids and family and friends and everybody who are wanting us to run and do all these things, and we need help. And can you come over and help with this? Oh, we got an event to go to after work today, and you're tired and you're stressed and you just don't want to make one more decision. So what happens? You're like, I know there's food at home, but I can't remember what's thought out. I don't feel like cooking. I'm just going to stop by and grab something to eat on the way home. We've all done it. All of us have done it. Now, I still do it too, but you know what? I don't have to worry about it anymore when I do it. I don't do it all day. I don't do it every day. I'm not here to tell you have pizza every day and you're going to be healthy. That's not my message. But this is what you're faced with when you go out to eat, right? But what if for all those of you guys who are just saying just eat clean, just eat vegetarian, just eat whatever, let's take a look at what's happened to our food and where it's really at. The picture on the upper left is a carrot in its natural form before we started messing with it. That's a carrot root. There's a reason they're called root vegetables. The bottom is what we have today. When I lived on a farm up in North Idaho, when we grew our own food and we had animals and stuff, that top picture is closer to what I remember pulling out of the ground than that bottom picture. We never had carrots that size. We never had carrots that size. And then the next one is our watermelon up here. Now, I don't remember watermelon looking quite like this either. You guys can do a Google search what our foods used to look like. But what I want you to notice with the watermelon on the top part is there's that fibrous part in the middle, and it kind of comes in these swirls, and that red part that we're used to eating, that fruit that's full of sugar, there's very little of it, and it's wrapped in fiber, and it's got these seeds in it. That's there. Hallelujah. It's there to help keep us slowed down from ingesting all of that sugar that turns into glucose in our system that's causing this thing called insulin resistance that's making us all sick. But in our wisdom, we're like, I love some watermelon, but I don't want to deal with those fibers. I don't want to deal with those seeds. So over time, in my 59 years, I've watched it go from being closer to the top one, but not quite, to this what I call sugar water in a shell, because you've removed all the seeds and all that stuff, where the seeds you get are very tiny little white things that you don't even pay attention to. You're not spitting out seeds every time you eat watermelon now, right? That's not what I grew up with. And then you look at the corn, same thing. Look at the grains on the bottom. Now, what they're stripping out in all those layers of grain on the outside are insoluble dietary fibers, minerals, lipids, vitamins, and antioxidants. You guys know that? Antioxidants are being stripped out. So you can get to that white starchy part in the middle we all love so much. But it's in the middle, wrapped up in those other things, because those other things are supposed to protect us and slow us down from the stuff that's in the middle. And we stripped all of it away because we don't want to deal with that. So here's the thing. Our food isn't perfect. It's going to sugar too quickly in our system. I talk about the Feel Great system along with the Feel Great system, and you can try these things on your own if you want, but I'm going to say it is way easier with the system. These are the things I do. I get fiber in first every time I eat. There is not a time I eat and I'm not getting fiber in first. Okay. That's my go-to. That's one of the, I have a hard time. The first three are like they're all big for me. That's why they're my simple six. Okay. So I get fiber in first every time I eat. And I take this 10 minutes before I eat to give it, make it, give it, make it, give it, make it. Can I play tag with myself more so that it has time to do its job and help you slow down your eating, slow down the delivery of the food into the system, slow down how quickly those sugars hit your system. Then you want to actually, I'm going to switch this, prioritize protein. Okay. Proteins are very satiating. They're the building blocks. You need them. Once your body starts getting energy to its tissues again. You need that protein to build up. So get protein in first. Most of us are not getting in enough protein. I usually say about 80 grams. Some people, lighter weight people, may only be about 60 grams. I am not talking about bodybuilder, power lifter level protein, okay? But we all need protein, and most people are just not getting enough. Then fill up with fats. And I'm talking about healthy fats. I'm not talking about things like seed oils and vegetable oils. And so there's my fats are animal fats, butter, ghee, coconut oil, avocado oil, and extra virgin olive oil. So when you go to the link in that QR code, my 6 simple principles, whatever, there's an ebook there. I'll send you the ebook so you have that, and I tell you what fats. I lay that all out in there. I actually, a day later, send you a good list of proteins. I'm going to take care of you guys. Just get that list so you have it. Start implementing those things. Then you want to control your carbs. Make sure that you're eating healthy carbs. So there's, like, look, I get it. It confused me a long time. What's a high glycemic? What's a low glycemic? What's a low glycemic? Carbs basically have fibers with them, so they're slower getting into your system. High glycemic carbs are those things that are stripped and they're going into your system and creating sugar, glucose in your system much quicker. You can do a Google search that says what our foods used to look like. You guys know that peaches used to be about the size of a golf ball. They were not the size of our fist. So go look it up. That's what originally our foods were like, and we've just been modified them so much to fit our palate and our needs, and that's where we're ending up today. So you can Google search it. You'll find it in there. All right, so then you're going to watch the clock. And by watch the clock, I mean do some intermittent fasting. I do a 16-8 plan. Right now, I'm kind of doing an OMAD, so it's almost 24 hours before I eat, just because I feel a little like I had some gastritis. I don't have a gallbladder. I just want to clean some things up, so I'm doing OMAD right now. I was going to do an extended fast, but I'm burning a lot of energy, and I just don't have the willpower right now. So, watch the clock. Normally, I eat around 6 or 7. I fast for 16 hours, which means I'm eating around noon the next day. I wait 4 to 6 hours around there. Eat in an 8-hour window. Eat 2 meals, no snacking. I'm not having midnight snacks and all that. And then I start over. That helps me get my insulin under control. Even though I had OMAD and my meal was like at 10 or 11 o'clock last night, my ketones, I'll talk about that later. If anybody wants to know, I love talking about that. My ketones were still at 0.3, not high, not great, not in ketosis, not in autophagy, but it means that my insulin level was already down within about 6 hours of stopping eating. Normally, it's about 8 hours. That's amazing. The system is doing its job, right? For most of us, our insulin levels don't drop for 8 to, if you're really highly laden in insulin at the beginning or you're diabetic, it could be 14 to 16 hours before your insulin levels drop. Yep. I fast like yesterday I fasted 24 hours and then I just used the tea, right? Today I'll probably fast. I'm picking up my grandson at 1. It's rainy out, it's cold, and he just needs some love and attention this week. He's my buddy. You guys, he's like my best friend. It's weird. Is it weird that a 6-year-old is my best friend? Because he cracks me up. But I'm thinking about taking him out to one of the Italian places or something on the way back down to my house. So anyway, I can fast. When I'm ready to eat, I'm just going to have this before I eat. Whatever we eat, whatever his little soul desires tonight is what we're going to have. Yeah, the 16 hours is easy. When I was talking an extended fast, every month I try to do a 2 to 3 day fast. And every few months I try to do like a 7-day fast. That's my choice. That's not part of the system. That's me playing around with how can I amplify my health. That's not what I'm recommending for everyone else. Everyone, you just do 16-8, 16 hours fasting, eat an 8-hour window. Use this before you eat. It does magic for your blood sugars. Okay, so then you guys move your body. Move your body. You got to get up. You got to move. Right now, most of my movement is chasing that kid around the house with a Nerf sword for hours until his legs are wobbling and he's falling down. And then he's mad at me because I'm making him stop. But anyway, I get up and move. I get up and move. And you know what the cool thing is? I can do that now. Like 2 years ago, I couldn't get up and move like that. I couldn't get up and chase him through the house. I'm like, nope, nope. Nana's gonna sit here on the couch. You can sit here and we'll watch movies together. What? What? No. I like the Nana who's chasing him around the house and playing so much better than the Nana who was in pain sitting on the couch. I sure do. Okay, so this is what it looks like, you guys. This is the system. That tea in the morning, the pre-meal drink before you eat, and a time-based eating system, right? So here it is, that 16-8 that we're talking about. You have your dinner anywhere from 5 to 7 p.m. Have your balance before you eat, 10 minutes before you eat. About 2 hours later, your fasting window starts. About 6 hours later, your blood sugar normalizes. And then about 8 hours later, your insulin levels drop if you're managing your sugar levels. If you're not, it could be 10, 12, 14 hours before that insulin level drops. Then glucagon comes out. When glucagon comes out, now you can start to be in a fat burning state. So your digestive system will reset. You your You're starting that fat burning phase. I'm losing myself trying to read comments and talk. And then you're going to wake up and have your Unimate. Now, the Unimate does not break your fast. So this actually helps support your fast. It gives you mental clarity and energy. It helps you with the ketone levels that are kicking out when you're fasting. It helps a number of those things, but it's not breaking your fast. So that's why I'm drinking this morning. I'll continue drinking this till I go have lunch with my boy because he gets out of school today early, and then we'll just have this beforehand. And you know what's crazy? He's watched me do this so much. If he doesn't see me drink my balance before I eat and he sees me eating, he'll be like, "But Nana, you need to drink your balance." Yay, the boy knows. Okay, so now you're in this fat burning stage, right? And then when you are hungry again about noon, sometimes you guys look at, if you're having a really rough day and you're super hungry because you went through a lot of energy or whatever, you're hungry at 10:30, have your balance and eat. This is not about hurting yourself or punishing yourself. This is about making a real life sustainable and making real life changes sustainable and helping bridge the gap between where our food is now and where it should be. And that's really what these do. So with that, then once we're doing the system, this is what it looks like, right? So we have this fat burning mode. We're having our tea in the morning, which is where I'm at now, right? It's now noon o'clock, and I'm going to go eat in about 2 hours. And when I do, I'll have the balance. If I'm hungry, which I've been, this is my second tea this morning, in my Wonder Woman mug, my second tea that I've drank this morning. Then I'll just wait this evening until little man is hungry again, and we'll have dinner. I'll just have my pre-meal drink again. We'll probably do some gaming and whatnot because he loves this game called Among Us, and damn him, he's got me hooked on it. But then I go to sleep. I start into that whole process again, and then I rinse, repeat, do it the next day, and it's easy. Now, if he's here and I want to have breakfast with him, because he eats, I don't always eat breakfast, but sometimes I do with him, then I just have an extra balance in the morning and go on about my day. Do I do this every day? No. If you're a physical laborer and you're burning up more energy, you might need that extra meal. You just still protect yourself from those sugars and fats by taking your balance first. Fast as long as you can. Let your body get more insulin sensitive. But by the way, if you're having that kind of activity, your muscles are allowing you to be more insulin sensitive anyway. Okay. So one of the reasons I love the tea, we're going to start there, is it's ethically and sustainably harvested. It's hand-picked. It's not machine harvested. We buy it straight from the farmers who produce it down in Argentina. They own their own farms. No slave labor, no like forced labor for pennies on the dollar, whatever is going on. Then we fire roast it to get the components of nutrients and whatnot that we need to get to you out of the bulk of the plant. Then we extract it, concentrate it, and then we take it to a Swiss lab where they do this process called hyperpure, and that helps purify it from toxins, environmental things, pesticides, and whatnot. So now you have a high quality extract that's concentrated and extremely pure. So I'm going to go over why this is different from all those other teas out there, and why I just kind of chuckle when people are like, "Oh, just go buy herbal mate tea off the counter." Nope, I'm not ever doing that. So this tea helps you feel great all day. You can have it at any time. It doesn't give you crashes. It's non-addictive. You don't. It suppresses hunger and cravings, increases energy and physical performance. It improves endurance and strength. By the way, there's studies that show it improves endurance and strength during training by 10 to 13%. As an athlete, or as a former athlete, that's huge. I wish I would have known about this when I was competing. For something that's not going to pop me on a drug test, because I was in a heavily drug tested federation, to have something that could help me feel better, save my joints, give me the kind of energy I have now, help me put on muscle that would help me perform better, I would have loved to known about this product back then. All right. So it also helps promote healthy digestion, and like I said, it's free from contaminants and highly pure. So there's a couple of things that I love to talk about with these. I am going to do some research this weekend and put together some slides, because I kind of glaze over all the other nutrients and stuff in this. But the ones I talk about the most, these are called adaptogens, and they're helping deal with the natural caffeines that are in there, among with other things. But there's these chlorogenic acids. Yes, you can have more than one tea a day. You can absolutely have more than one tea a day. I have 2 to 3 a day every day. And we'll go, because I'm just going to pause right here, because here's the thing, you guys. If I have a choice between this, a diet soda, fruit juice, Crystal Light, I do drink a lot of water. You guys sometimes will see me picking this up and then drinking water from this side, because I hydrate a lot. If I'm going to choose to put something in my body for hydration, I want it to be something that actually is giving me good components. So I'm going to talk about the main components that are really, really active in this tea. And then I just know, like, it's a real food product. It's not going to harm me. It doesn't keep me from sleeping at night. It's actually sustaining my health and helping me in these ways, right? So when we look at this list that I have for you guys, these chlorogenic acids, what they really are is, there are these components in here, and they're present in coffee, just not as high a rate in coffee as it is here. So they promote neuroprotective gene expression. They have an antioxidant effect in the brain. It promotes feelings of well-being, supports healthy blood pressure and glucose levels. So yes, this is part of how my blood pressure has come down, right? It promotes weight loss, and it has 375 times more chlorogenic acids than those standard herbal mate teas. Do you really want to drink 375 cups of a standard tea, get all the pesticides, toxins, and still probably not get what's in this tea? Because that's what's happening. And this is why when people say, "Oh, just go buy that fiber stuff and get a regular herbal mate tea," people aren't finding help from it. And it makes me sad that there are people out there misinforming and misleading people because they're angry toad souls. So Heather says the system works. She's dropped her cholesterol 31 points, her triglycerides 58 points in 2 months. I like celebrating people. I really do. And Heather, I love you. You're just amazing. Heather, by the way, I have some slides. Heather, I'm going to get at you this weekend. We're going to get your pictures, and I want to get them in my slide deck so I can show people the amazing success you've had. You guys, by the way, I don't put people's pictures up who I don't have permission to put their pictures up. Just know that, okay? So there's theobromines in this tea as well. So those theobromines are best known as the mood-boosting molecule found in high-quality chocolate. It's that component when you eat chocolate that gives you that, I just feel so good now. So that's present in this tea, and it's present in 3 times the amount as in the highest quality dark chocolate. But really what they're doing is they're supporting healthy blood pressure, cholesterol levels. They promote feelings of calm, reduce mental fatigue, and they improve your focus. Those 2 things alone, like, that's magic. But now we look at the fact that there's this class of saponins, molecules called saponins, that are specific to this tea. You're not going to get it anywhere else. It helps support healthy triglycerides and the body's ability to burn fat, But you know the reishi stuff that everybody's talking about? The reishi stuff. There's triterpenoids in that. That's really the thing that's really working well. Well, there's triterpenoids in Unimate. Those are suggested to have human health benefits, including lowering serum cholesterol and providing antioxidant and anti-cancer activity. So what? It's amazing, you guys. All right. So this tea is part of a system. You guys, over here on TikTok, there's questions. So on Facebook, YouTube, check the QR code. We're going to go back to the internet. You guys just have to go to my profile up here on TikTok. It's going to pull up, and then this is what you're going to see. You're going to see my profile a little like this. This is on the computer, so it looks a little different. But you want to look for these red lights. Right under those red lights is a link. Yours will be black. Mine is red right now. But you just click on that link. It will take you to my landing page, which is right here. So the order Feel Great is right at the top. Just click on that link, and that will open up the page to order the Feel Great system. You just want to make sure that it has my name on the top. I will send you emails. I'll send you texts. I'll be here to help support you, explain things to you along the way. And then you just click the Buy Now button. But if my name's not up there, then I'm not your coach. So if you want me as your coach, you got to make sure and use my link. Now, then you get 3 different flavors right now. We have lemon, lemon ginger, and black. And that's for the tea. That's the 30. You get 30 of those for 1 a day, and you get 60 of the balance. So you're having that twice a day. The balance has a light citrus flavor, so it tastes like an orange creamsicle. And then once you've selected your flavor, I'm going to stop for a second because this black, I've had some people get confused. It tastes like a black coffee, not black tea. There's a little tiny bit of coffee extract and black tea extract to give it color and aroma, so make it taste more like coffee. If you like that, and all of these teas you can have hot or cold. But then they've already selected the monthly subscription because that's going to save you the most money. You get free shipping. You get $5 off the month price. You can cancel it at any time. They send you an email out 5 days before it ships, and you get this free $42 value Omega Life 3, the first order. Okay, so the first order you do, you get these free Omega Life 3 Resolve, and that's that. That's where you order it. Super simple, guys. And if you're having problems with any of that, you just let me know. My number's all plastered all over the place. It's in my QR code. It's everywhere. Just let me know, and I will make sure to get it to you. Whew. Just checking out what I got going on everywhere. I got random stuff. All right. So these saponins, triterpenoids, that's the tea, and that's what makes the tea amazing. And I love the tea. I have more energy now than I remember having in my 40s. Probably even in my 30s. Heather's also lost 41 pounds in 4 months and 16 inches. That's amazing. What you guys can't see, because I don't have her pictures, is the change in her face. Her face looks so different now. And I remember because my face looked the same. When I'm done talking about this stuff, I'll show you guys some results pictures so you can see what my face looks like beforehand and now. And anyway, so the tea, you guys, a couple of things. You can add things to the tea when you're in a fasted state. You can add things like stevia, no calorie sweeteners, to change the flavor. You can add them with other teas to change the flavor if you want to try something different. You can stir in some cinnamon sticks. You can stir in your own ginger. You can do all of that healthy stuff that's herbs, because it won't add to the calories and it won't break your fast. Now, if you're wanting to add things like cream or the protein, then you're probably going to want to wait till the end of your fast or your afternoon one. But you can mix it with our vanilla protein, and you can definitely add coconut oil, MCT oils in it to just boost that effect for you. So you can have it in the morning, which is when most of us drink it, to give us that boost of energy, get us through the day. You can have it between meals to curb snacking and give you energy, especially when you're having a crazy busy day like mine are. You can have it before meetings, tests, all of that stuff, especially before you're working out. This, when I go to the gym, this is my pre-meal, intra, and post-meal, pre, intra, and post-workout drink. and it works. You know what? I used to be hooked on Bang Energies when I was competing, because some days I was just like, I don't know if I have enough energy to get through this. And I had to stop because of my heart rate. This does better for me than those like Bang, Red Bull, and all that stuff ever did. And it's it's smooth. You don't have those crashes and stuff. Okay. The second part of the system is the balance. And the balance it's a pre-meal drink that has several different types of fiber in it, but they also have these components called phytosterols. They're plant nutrients. I'm going to go over each one of those. There's 4 patented blends in here. This is why it's so much different than the other stuff that people talk about. There's a couple of reasons why. What balance is really doing when we're eating and we have those glucose spikes, this is exactly what I was talking about in the video I did this morning, where we have this high blood sugar, and then our blood sugars drop, and it's called reactive hypoglycemia, because our insulin is overdoing its job and it's driving that glucose level down. Now you have the crash, now you have low energy, now you're cold, now you have all that stuff and you just want to lay down and sleep. That's reactive hypoglycemia. It's driven by insulin, but while insulin is in your body in that high of a level, it's blocking fat breakdown, it's blocking fat burning, it's blocking the fat burning by stimulating fat storage. It's not a fat storage hormone. I know that, but it's an energy delivery hormone. So it's delivering that energy to your fat cells, and then you start having these problems, right? So what's happening with the balance is the top picture, the light blue line, is your glucose levels. When you're eating unmediated by fibers, you're spiking your glucose, and thus your insulin higher and higher and longer and longer. Now, insulin does not drop as quickly as sugar when it gets spiked so high, because insulin is kind of like this alarm system. And it's like intruder, and then all of a sudden goes high. But the higher you spike it, then it's going to be like, okay, I got to hang out. I got to guard the body so much. So I can't go away. They might do this again. And then lo and behold, what do? You go, you snack, you eat some more stuff. You're doing the eating every 2 hours that everybody tells you to do. And you're pumping up your insulin level again. It drives me crazy when diabetes educators tell people to do this, because they're causing the problem. They're exacerbating the problem. They're extending the problem. So insulin is staying high. You get that reactive hypoglycemia. You get all these other things. What the balance is doing is it's really, really lowering that glucose spike. So insulin never has to go high, because it's not going as high. It can come down quicker. And in that blend are these things. This Biosphere Fiber proprietary formula. I never say that because I hate saying it. It's cool, but I never say it. So it's a unique blend that includes 5 different sources of fiber, and those fibers help support your cholesterol levels and slow the conversion of high glycemic foods into your body. So in essence, what balance is doing is it's taking a high glycemic food and making it a medium glycemic food. The scientific studies actually use that terminology. That's not something I'm just making up because, I like to tell stories. So I don't, in this instance, I do, but whatever. Okay, so then there's the 7X technology. Why did I try to skip over that? That's a specialized blend of viscous fibers. And what viscous fibers do, especially a blend of them, a complete blend of them, 5 of them, not 2 of them, and I don't think these are both not viscous anyway. So when those hit your gut, they start to really thicken up. And so what happens is it makes you feel full before you eat. But not only is it making you full before you eat, when you do eat, it's coating all of that food, those sugars and those fats, and it's slowing down the delivery of them into your system. So you're no longer having that blood sugar spike that causes that reactive hypoglycemia that's causing you to be tired and cold and hangry, right? That's where hangry comes from. Normal amounts of sugar, if you're fasting, if you're not eating, you're not getting hangry when you have normal amounts of sugar. It's when you spiked it too high that you get that low and you get hangry because your body's like, dude, give me more. So that all makes sense. Then the cardio matrix is those phytosterols. Oops, it didn't flip over for me. The cardio matrix is those phytosterols I was talking about. They're just those plant extracts, but they're not just those plant extracts, because what they're doing is they're helping the body's cholesterol absorption process, and it can help that absorption from the digestive process. So now it's making it heart healthy, right? Chrysanthemum is in there. Go look it up. Chrysanthemum has a lot of studies about how it does good for your heart and cholesterol. That doesn't have it. That doesn't have it. Okay, then we add this vitamin complex to it. Why did they start adding vitamins to this? Gee, I don't know. So the vitamins and minerals really amplify the other properties of the other 3 patented blends and make this work as best as it can for you, for your digestion, and to optimize that conversion of food into fuel. So now you have something that's not just a fiber that you're just moving on through your system. You're having something that actually works for you. That's why we do this, right? But more than that, we have studies and partnerships with all of these places. So is it real? Yes. Is it science-backed? Yes. Is it studied? Yes. Is it just something that's thrown on the shelf because it's a marketing ploy? No. This has not any studies on it. All right. So all of this stuff. And when I talked about an athlete, look at Informed Choice, NSF, and the Cologne list are all on here. We have partnerships. We're listed with them. They've been tested. It doesn't pop you on a blood test because or a drug test because it's real food. So you guys have any questions now that I went through my crazy quick, because I have so much going on today. So what I do want to go over a couple of these things though before I hop off today. Because if you're going to do the system, give yourself the 90 days to do it so that you can see the best results for your body. If you're going to, let's have an agreement. If you're going to do it for 30 days and kind of half-assed it and not really give yourself or the system a chance, just don't buy it. Why? Why do that? Why put one more thing in your cupboard that you're not going to do? If you're committed to changing your health, if you're committed to changing your life, if you're committed to doing this and seeing how it can help you, absolutely try it. But do it for 90 days. Then at the end of 90 days, if you've been doing it consistently and you're using it like it's meant to be used, and you're not having the results that that you're not feeling great, your A1C is not coming down, your blood glucose is not coming down, your fats are not coming down, then call the company and get your money back. But in the meantime, give yourself 90 days and really give yourself 90 days. I lost my weight in 60 days. But one of the things I want to talk about, I keep forgetting to talk about, is you guys, please, don't drink your carbs. Don't drink your carbs, eat them. We've been talking about fiber this morning. We've been talking about how important it is and how you need it to help buffer those sugars that are getting into your body. So when you do fruit juices, when you do that, you're stripping all the fiber out, and then you're delivering like an IV shot of glucose right into your bloodstream. I mean, not really, but pretty much. So stay away from those sugary drinks, stay away from fruit juices, because you're just giving your body unmitigated sugar, and it's causing part of the problem. And fruit juices have this fructose in it, right? That form of sugar. So that form of sugar, by the way, has to be metabolized more heavily by the liver, and it gets stored more heavily in the liver. Now, what's that thing? Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Wonder why we're seeing it happen in kids, and then you see the kids all running around with fruit juice? Let's connect some dots, okay? So then also, I just want to go over this really quick too, because I never get to this part. I kind of always hop out. I'm so proud of the fact that we are a science company. We're not a marketing company. We have our own manufacturing facilities. We have our own science facilities. We take it seriously. Everything is tested. Everything. We have control of the plant. These botanicals, from the time they leave the farm till the time they're shipped out to you. So I'll be in Vegas at one of our new global manufacturing facilities next week. By the way, while I'm down in Vegas, I'll also be at a women's health and wellness fair at the Santa Fe station on the north end of the strip. If you're down in Vegas, or if you're in the area, come visit me. Come see me. I'll have the product there. You can ask me questions. Steffi will be there. Cindy will be there. And we would love to meet you in person. So if you're in the Vegas area, come see us. I mean, we're not going to buy. I might give you a hug. I might grab you up and give you a hug. But yeah, just come see us. We'll be down there doing some work. And then, so you guys, and that's important too. That's one of the areas where your stuff is made. So it's made right here in the U.S. For those of you in the U.S., we have manufacturing facilities globally. So you're getting it from a place that's close to you and not just all coming from the U.S. Now, there's the 90-day money back guarantee I've been talking about. You get the best price guarantee when you order from me. You're not going to get it cheaper anywhere else. You get it the same price I get it at. And then you get the triple testing guarantee. Now, I didn't fully understand what that meant a while back. And then we got to have one of the scientists in a meeting with us, and she was telling us that those botanicals, before, like when they get in a batch of yerba mate, before they start processing it, they actually test that. Is it really yerba mate? Is it some knockoff? Because there's, when it's in this dried and extracted form, you don't see the plant anymore. So they're testing, making sure, number one, is botanical that we want to get to. Number two, that it has the components in it that we need. So if it doesn't have those components that we have listed on the side of the box and the amounts that we want to get to you standardized, it doesn't go out to you. I'm really proud of all of those things. Like, when was the last time, that any of these other companies give you that, or that when you go into it and buy an apple, is it standardized? No, this is food, but we give you that assurance. So you guys, also look at this whole thing, not just changed my health, but I started referring people right away because I was so excited. And actually, people started seeing it in me. And it's really hard not to share when you're having great success, right? Heather, if you're still in here, is it hard not to share your success and tell people what you're doing because you want them to feel better too? So you can save $10 off of your system every month just by telling your family, friends, other people who are asking you what you do. You get an email the first time you order that gives you a code so that you can just give them that and they can go order. And now next month, you get $10 off for every single person who orders the system every month they order. Okay. So just 5 people gives you about $600 savings a year. Now, I can go over that, ask permission, all that stuff when you're ready. Now, the other thing is, you guys, I do have my 6 Simple Steps ebook out, which I was going to go over the fats and the protein and stuff, but there's an ebook and there's videos. You guys can go over that on your own time. Check it out. The ebook is there. All of those tips that I give, and I tell you why, and I give you the list of oils and stuff all in the ebook, and it's all in my link tree or at that QR code. So, where was I going with that? Yeah, before I hop off and run get this beautiful little boy who's going to be waiting for me here soon. I do want to say that not only has it changed my health, but you guys, I never would have imagined my introverted ass would be on this camera talking to you guys every day about all this stuff. But it's literally changed my life. We lived on the West Coast. My son moved to the East Coast. He took my grandson with him. I was brokenhearted. I'm like, how am I, because I didn't have the finances, how am I going to get across the nation from Washington State to Maryland, about as far as I could go, unless I was going to go to Florida or something. But because of the ability to share with you guys and help you guys, I was able to move across the country and now be with this young man, whom, by the way, his disorder, we just don't know. You never know with anybody, right? But it's kind of real for us. We don't know how long we're going to have him. So it's really important to me that I have him on these Fridays and that I'm here for him and that he has that relationship and I get to do things like support his family when it's overwhelming for them. And I'm blessed by that. So if you're interested in changing your life, giving some leverage to your life, having some freedom in your life, and not being like, well, I want something better, but that means I'm going to have to work twice as many hours, and you really like helping people, contact me and I can show you how I did what I did, because I 5x'd my income in a year, and it changed my life, and it's changing my family's life, because now their belief and now their comfort of me being able to be there for them has changed everything. So anyway, you guys, it's an amazing, amazing thing to be doing every day. Like, I used to work in medical clinics, and I used to be the one that was in the room with you and taking your vitals and giving you all the education the doctor didn't have time to come in and give you, and do all of that stuff. And it was always about serving people for me. I just do it on a different level now. So you don't have to have the knowledge I have, because I didn't know any of this stuff when I started. By the way, I got something on my hand, some kind of makeup, something. Anyway, guys, I love you. I appreciate every one of you who hangs out with me every day, who comes in and supports me, who is using the system to help your own health. Okay. You guys, I want everybody to start feeling better. That's why I talk about insulin resistance, and I'm not just like, buy this and you're going to eat whatever you want and change your life. No, I want you guys to understand what's happening with your health so you can take control and you can actually get better. So thank you for trusting me. Thanks for hanging out with me. But I'm going to go have some time with my boy. I love you. We'll see you guys Monday if I don't sneak on before then, okay? Have a great weekend, everybody.